Hey everyone, this is gonna be a much needed knitting crochet craft update, and I've made a lot, and I'm not gonna show them in any particular order. Alright, first, I made these lightsaber chapstick cozies, or lip balm cozies, whatever you like to call them, and it's on this type of keychain, and I have a lip balm in here. And I made 3 others, one in green, one in red for my sister, and one in blue for my sister's boyfriend's sister. If that makes any sense, it should. And ever since I gave the blue one to her, she's had 2 friends that wanted me to make them, and I made a green one, and I'm gonna make another purple one. Okay, that's that. Next are items that you've probably seen in previous videos for contest entries. So first, I made this dandelion. It's actually supposed to be a cup and saucer. It's supposed to be based on the end of the Pure Imagination sequence in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when Willy Wonka takes a dandelion and he drinks out of it, and then he takes a bite out of it. But the cup part's detachable with a little snap. Just snap it back on. And also Willy Wonka related, I made this top hat. You can probably see it better in the other video, but it's a top hat. It's a little snug on me, but I'm not surprised. I have a large head, but I made it to fit, I don't know, like, it said size medium, and that seemed like average, like there were small, medium, large, so I decided medium. But I will be selling that. Next, I made this dip can from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it took me a while for me to realize that I misspelled dissolves. I forgot the V, so I'm selling this for really cheap, like $5, and that, like, all the materials I used was worth more than that, so yeah, discounted because it's defective. Alright, said it right. And also, I made Roger Rabbit. I used a pattern that I found on Ravelry by someone who made a book that I really like, but she made, like, okay, first of all, the book is called Creepy Cute Crochet, and since she published the book, she's been releasing free PDFs called Creepy Cute Crochet Expansion Packs, and I forgot which number this was, but it's originally a pattern for Robbie the Rabbit from Silent Hill, and I've never watched that, nor have I played the game, so I have no idea like what kind of character he is, other than he's a pink rabbit in blue overalls and has a bloody mouth. But I used the pattern to make this, and I added a few things, like, I made, like, there are double layers on his feet, and then his ears, and I added some hair, did the eyes different, obviously. I added, crocheted muzzle, a little bow tie, buttons on the little overall straps, quote-unquote gloves. Oh, and the cheeks. I like to pinch them. Alright, next, I have this little scrump. This is 100% my own pattern. I'm gonna put it on Ravelry for free soon. Well, you could find it on Ravelry, but I'm going to post it on my blog, which is queenokiyasha.tumblr.com. Be in the down bar. Kiki. But yeah, I really liked how it turned out, although it's kind of like floozy or floppy, but Scrump is supposed to be a ragdoll, so it's kind of perfect. and I made Stitch. And I made one little alteration to him since the other video that I had him appear in. I fixed the back of his head, but instead of redoing the head entirely, I just crocheted a blue patch and I sewed it over here because originally it was like light blue on this half too, and Stitch isn't like that, so it really bugged me since I guess I'm a perfectionist and he's blocking the light, so put him there. But yeah, I also made a few other alterations that I described in the other video, like I did the ear tips are my own pattern, and the back design is my own pattern because the original pattern that I used didn't have those, so I had to make them up. It was kind of tiresome, but I'm glad I did it. Okay, moving on. I'm sure that you know that I'm a big Marvel, DC comics geek, mostly Marvel. I don't know why, I've seen more Marvel than DC stuff. Anywho, and the Avengers came out earlier this summer. I friggin' loved it. And I've seen Thor before, but I knew he was cute from then, but after the Avengers, I am so in love with Loki and Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki. So, I made this. It's like my little baby. It's like a chibi Loki. And this isn't my pattern. Yeah. If it is my pattern, I'll just say it. If I don't say it, then it's not my pattern. If I don't say anything about the pattern, it's not mine. And he also has a helmet. Whoa! Sorry, something fell in my lap and it frightened me. Here's his helmet with the little horns. And they keep shape with pipe cleaners. And I also put a pipe cleaner like in the rim right here so that I could keep its shape while he's wearing it. I haven't had this doll wear it in a while, so yeah. And also, the pattern didn't have like a pattern for his weapon, his scepter. Like in the pictures it was made out of clay, and I thought, I don't want to make it out of clay, so I created a crocheted one all by myself, and the pattern is already on my Tumblr /blog. Yeah, there's him. And the same girl who made that pattern also made Thor. So, and that made me happy because now Loki isn't so lonely. Brothers. Yeah. There's his cape. Those little armors. Flowy blonde hair. And he also has a helmet. That he almost never wears. As far as I know, he never wore it in the Avengers, and he only wore it once in Thor, but only in a deleted scene, which really stinks, because when you think of the mighty Thor, you imagine, well, pretty much this, with his helmet on, with the feathers. I mean, no offense, but you think that he would wear it more often. But, whatever. And also, Mjolnir. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly because I don't hear it very often, but yeah. That's his hammer. Let's see if I can push these aside. Or not aside. Two more things. Yeah, this is getting long. I'm such a chatterbox. Actually, let's move these out, because my next two items are large. Okay. Uh-oh. If you heard something, that was my laptop, because my laptop is underneath this blanket and it's still open. Okay, this is Old Lace. She's from a Marvel comic series called Runaways. It's about like these 6 kids who ran away from home because they found out that all their parents are supervillains. And my favorite character, Gertrude, her parents are time travelers, and at one point they went like far off in the future. I forgot what year, but they adopted a genetically engineered dinosaur. I forgot the name. I always forget. Like, well, I know the name, I just don't know how to pronounce it, but it starts with a D, D-E-I something something, so if you know what I mean, then that's what she is. But yeah, her name is Old Lace, and she's a genetically engineered dinosaur. Like, she's genetically engineered to do whatever Gertrude wants it to do, so technically they have a telepathic bond, so if one gets hurt, the other feels its pain. Excuse me. Anyway, I made this because I'm gonna be Gertrude for Halloween this year. Like, I'm not gonna do anything special for Halloween except dress up, because I like the idea of dressing up for Halloween, and I'm not even going to a convention. But the body pattern isn't mine, but I improvised with her claws, her eyes, her mouth, her nose ring, and her back design. I don't know if you can see because this lighting's horrible. And Old Lace keeps pressing buttons on my laptop, but you can see the blue. I'm sorry, this lighting's horrible, it's nighttime. But yeah. Big dinosaur. I'm gonna carry her around school on Halloween. And next, another Loki doll. This one is actually my favorite. Like, I like it kind of better than the other one because his outfit's more elaborate, and he's also a larger doll, so he's huggable. But it doesn't mean that I don't like the chibi one at all. I'm just gonna pick this up. This is also not my pattern. But it took me just over 2 weeks to finish. I really adore him. It cost me $5 for the pattern, and it's totally worth it. And there are pipe cleaners in these too, but also stuffing. Here, I'll turn him around so you can see the back. Whoa! There's his hair sticking out in his cape. And this is the last thing I wanted to show you guys. It's a completely crocheted American Girl doll bed. And that's my doll Samantha. And I bought this pattern too. I can't remember how much though. Although I'm pretty sure it was less than the Loki doll. Took a lot of yarn, but then again, I used like 1-pound balls that I bought from the craft store. And the pattern also had this blanket, and if you could see, there's like a heart pattern in there. And there's a pillow right there. And also part of the pattern was this nightstand. And to keep its shape, I used a coffee bean and tea leaf large cup, and this top part is a blank CD, like to keep the flat tabletop shape. And I also made this chair, which was a little disappointing because the back part isn't big enough to support her back to sit down, but it doubles as storage, so I could just keep like stuff in here. I don't have anything in here, but yeah. And to keep the chair's shape, I got a 2-liter bottle of root beer, and once it was emptied, I cut it in half and I used the bottom half to keep its shape, and the outside is stuffing. Oh, and also I wanted to show you the very first thing I ever knitted. It's Samantha's first blanket. I made it when I was 11, and that was 11 years ago. Or, yeah, probably about 11 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago. Depends on what time of the year, because my birthday is at the end of the year, and I'm 22 now, and I'll be 23, so da-da-da. You know what? I think it was 11 years ago. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of weird and really simple, but I also made her like a colorful scarf, and I made a smaller blanket, but it was for my Barbie dolls, and yeah, 11 years old. Play with dolls, make stuff for dolls. Okay, enough jibber jabber. As for works in progress, I'm making another Thor doll, but I ran out of the yellow yarn, so I need to get more so I could finish his scalp. And oh, and by the way, I made like 3 other Loki dolls since I posted his pictures on DeviantART. If anyone's interested, just go to my DeviantART page where my commissions info is. And I have like my knitting bag down there. In there I have 4 works in progress in there. Oh my god. I'm working on 2 scarves, a knitted one and a crocheted one, a dishcloth, a hat, and also when I'm using this lavender yarn, you probably can't tell it's lavender, but I'm making something for a surprise project that I'm working on that I need to finish by November 5th, because it's going to be for Honeybug 819's Dream Room contest, but it's going to be a surprise. So, hope you guys liked everything. Sorry for being MIA. I'm still alive, but I'm in school and I volunteer at the local museum, so I barely have time to make videos, just to watch videos. Okay, I don't want this to be any longer, because not everybody likes long videos. Alright, thanks for watching, bye.
When I wake up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door when I'm working. Yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I grow old, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. But I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the about you. When I'm dreaming, yes, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with